What's up, Facebook? Ty Crandall here with Credit Suite, and welcome to another live stream where we're going to be doing some business credit building today. So we last week talked about the actual approval process of getting approved for real business credit accounts. Now, in our previous live streams, and if you check back on our Facebook page and go to the video section, you'll find our live streams. You'll see that we've dove in and talked about a lot of things relating to business credit building. We've come in and we've really mapped out the process here on the whiteboard behind me. We've mapped out the process of building business credit. The next thing that we did was we talked about business credit, what it is. We talked about benefits. We mapped out the steps. Then in our last live feed, what we did is we dove in and we actually looked at this process to see what's up, Christine? Welcome. To see what this process really looked like. We actually went through and even applied for a real account and got approved. You saw it. So we walked through the approval with Quill and Uline and Seton. We talked about the approval process with Gimplers. We looked at the applications. We actually applied, I think, for Seton or Gimplers Live. I think we actually sent the application in for Gimplers Live. Now, Gimplers is one of the ones that's the hardest one to get approved for. Today, I'm going to give you an update, tell you what happened with that actual order, and we're going to dive in. We're going to look a little bit more at some results. Christine's on with us today. We mapped out some results, I think, last time. We're going to look at some actual business credit results people are getting. And we're going to do something we've never done before on a live stream, Periscope or Facebook. We're going to take a look at both an Equifax and business credit and Dun & Bradstreet business credit report to see what this looks like, this process looks like on a credit report. So I hope you see what I'm doing. I'm starting with theory here on the whiteboard. This is just somebody teaching you exactly how to do something. Then we're coming in with evidence. We're getting you into the credit reports. We're showing you what this actually looks like on real credit reports. We're even going through the steps, step by step, to apply for real business credit, because I find that a lot of people think it's more complicated and are scared of it than they should be. So we'll call later. Hey, what's up, Tommy? So that being said, this helps you a lot. It helps you realize you don't need to be afraid of this. You can get in there and do it. And of course, don't get me wrong. If you work with our team, it's easier, it's faster. They spend 30 minutes, 60 minutes with you on at a time. Even Christine, who's with us today, who has tons of approvals, she'll tell you she's working with our team as well. So you're going to get faster results that way. But even if you're doing it on your own, you're going to get what you need here and see it all in real time. So where do we start? Well, I guess let's start with what happened last week. So last week, what happened is we applied for a Gimplers account. And we applied for a Gimplers account, and we weren't sure if we were going to get approved or not. Well, the end result is we were approved for that Gimplers account, and I'll show you what these actually look like. So I'm looking at my inbox here. This isn't my inbox, this is the box I have for to show you these kind of things. And it said our cart was waiting, because our cart was waiting. Let's go ahead and see if we can download the pictures here to make this look better than it does. And here it was, the cart was waiting, and they did end up completing the order. So they did end up completing the order. I actually got confirmation right here that the actual order was confirmed later that day. So we did this live at 11 o'clock, and by 6 o'clock, they had approved us for the credit we applied for. I only applied for about $200 worth of credit, and you could see here that they went ahead, they did it, and they processed the whole order. It was good. They did it basically as a purchase order, so we are good. So we went through this actual application process at the actual live stream Thursday morning, and then by 6 o'clock we had submitted our application and they had actually approved it. Now remember, with Gimplers, we'd filled out the application before. So we'd actually filled out this credit application that they'd sent us before, and then we sent it to them. And then what we did was we placed an order. On the order, we came in and we put our customer number on the order. We chose on their actual checkout page, we actually chose to the purchase order option, and we used our customer number. Now again, if you saw our live stream, you saw us do this. We went to our shopping cart, we entered our address, it asked us for payment, we chose purchase order, we put our customer number, and we waited. And later that night, we actually did get order confirmation, and I haven't seen them ship it yet, but we did get confirmation that they did process the order. Now, Also in our live stream yesterday or last week, we went over some of the basics, how to get a Uline account, how to get a Quill account. These are two of the basic starter accounts you should use when applying for business credit. Okay, these are probably two of the beginning ones that you should use. We also talked about Seton. Now, we ordered batteries at Seton, and on Periscope, we walked through the live application process through Seton, and then we walked through last week the live application with Gimplers. So what you've been able to see so far is live on our streams with Periscope and Facebook, you've seen us apply for two of the hardest vendor accounts to get, Seton and Gimplers, and Uline and Quill. We talked through the process. Now remember, when you're starting a business credit profile and score, you need to first set up your business credibly. Okay, we had some people on the live streams that were having a tough time getting approved because, for example, one of the things that one of the subscribers had mentioned was that they look at the listing online and somebody's business wasn't the same on the application as what the company found online, so they're having a hard time getting approved for Seton account. So Seton is one of those that will absolutely check and make sure that your business listing is the same online, that it's congruent. And this is why the very first step in building business credits to set up a credible business. You need a physical business address. You need a business phone number, not a home phone or cell, and a website and an email. And then you need the business name and entity set up, and you need to make sure your listings are online. Now, it's important to note that this isn't needed with all of them, okay? So some of them, they're not even going to look online. Like Uline and Quill might not even look online to see if your listings are congruent, but then others like Seton will. So, I also put on here, don't put your social security number on the application. Well, as we saw on the applications, Uline, Quill, and Seton, they don't even ask for your social or your EIN, but Gimplers does. Okay, what's interesting is they don't even ask for your EIN because they're using your business name and address. So we've pulled a lot of business credit reports showing you that with only a business name or address, they can report credit for your company and they can get your credit reports. So this is why that address is so important. You need to make sure that the business address you use on the application is the same as what's listed online. You need to make sure it is a real physical business address. You got to get your EIN. You need to make sure your name, your company, everything is easy to find and congruent online. Because if you don't do this stuff, if you were to skip the step and just go and apply, you'd be denied for Seton. You'd be denied for Gimplers, and these two, who knows? You might get approved, you might get denied. So there is a method to the madness here of step one, setting up your business credibility. Step two, seeing if you have something with I updated Dun & Bradstreet, getting your DUNS number. Because you're going to need this stuff as you get to step three, which is what we're talking about today. Getting these starter accounts to start getting your business credit reports and score. So for example, if you don't have the DUNS number, you can't apply for Gimplers. If your business wasn't to be listed online correctly, you wouldn't be able to get Seton. These two would be denied. Uline and Quill couldn't find your business if your business address, phone number, everything wasn't the same on the application as what they found online. So that's why it's so important. What's up, babe? My wife just joined the call. That's like, this is the only time we get to hang out on my live Facebook streams. So if you don't do this, if you were to skip step one and skip any part of step two, then you're going to start running into issues here where you're starting to get approved here in step three. But as long as you've done what you need to do, and we're not going to spend a bunch of time rehashing what we've went over in our last live streams, you can go to creditsuite.com/scope. And at creditsuite.com/scope, you can get our last Periscopes. You can go to our Facebook page, and our Facebook page, you can get our last live streams. And of course, you can always come in and get a free guide on building business credit right here at creditsuite.com/Facebook. So Christine says, my brother took the first step to start the business, but in getting his EIN number, he got an error. He did get an EIN number, but also an error on IRS website. That's weird, Christine. I've never seen that before. If you go to irs.gov, you should usually be able to get the EIN with very little issue. Make sure he's using irs.gov because sometimes people will try to sell him an EIN number, and everybody needs to know the EIN is free. So remember our goal here. Our goal here is to get 5 of these accounts established. And with 5 accounts established, you then move into high-limit store credit card accounts. And then you move to where Christine, Mark, and several other of the actual subscribers are on to, which is getting fleet and cash credit. So to bring you around to some of the results that some of our subscribers are getting, that they're sharing with us on the live stream. Christine is with us today. Mark is often with us on Periscope. I don't know if Mark is with us today, but here's some actual approvals that we're getting updates on. Mark just told me about a new approval yesterday on Periscope, but I can't remember which one it was. So Mark here, Uline, he started with these small accounts, Uline, Quill, $500, Quill, off $1,500, Office Depot, $1,500. He moved up to Granger, got a $2,000. He got Seton as $500, which was another starter account. So you can see here, he started with accounts that we're talking about, Seton, Quill, Uline, moved up to Office Depot. What's up, babe? Thanks for saying hi. Apple 7,500, Chevron 800, Universal Fleet 4,500, Amazon 35. So Mark started like I'm telling you, Uline, Quill, Office Depot, small accounts here, Seton. Even his starter vendor accounts were pretty good sized. None of these required a personal credit check or guarantee. Then he moved up to these accounts, Chevron 800, Apple 75, Universal Fleet 45, Amazon 35. Christine, who is on with us today, this is some of the running totals of what she's got. She's got about $96,000 in credit. I'm going to show you their business credit reports. I'm going to show you both their business credit reports today so you can actually validate what I'm telling you. So she's gotten so far 5,000 Tractor Supply, 8,000 with BP, 1,500 weekly with Fuelman Fleet, 15,000 with Shell, 12,500 with Apple, 5,000 with ExxonMobil, 15,000 with Office Depot, 20 grand Costco, Sunoco for 15 grand, Sears for 15, BP for 8, and she just got Sprint last week, $150 per line times 12 lines. Thanks, Christine. Thanks for saying we're awesome. You're awesome. I appreciate you sharing so openly with us. This is how I'm able to stay in business. So this is an important message. I mean, what she's saying is this is how I'm able to stay in business right here. I just got the thing off the ground, and now what's happening is I'm being able to use this to be able to keep the business open because I have all this credit to help fund the business. As Christine has told us before, again, you know, none of this credit that I'm showing you here required a personal guarantee or a personal credit check. All of this was obtained without that. As Christine said, also Best Buy approval as well, no present limit. So you don't know the limit on the Best Buy, right? Okay, I'm going to put that right here, and I will Best Buy. Okay, I got that right here. Okay, so Best Buy, I will add that to the list. Christine, let me know if you do find the limit. So this is exactly what we're doing, right? We're going through, we're setting up the business credibly. We get you set up with Dun & Bradstreet. We get you 5 vendor accounts. I just showed you online the process, these type of things. The next thing we're doing is starting to get you those kind of credit cards. That's the goal, is to get you there. You got to have 5 accounts. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a look at a few different things. Christine, who's on with us today, we're going to look at her Equifax credit report because she's openly shared that, which, Christine, I can't do that because I don't have your login information, username and password. But I will show, she does have an actual Equifax report, and I think this is from D&B. So we're going to look right now, and I'm going to show you exactly what Christine has received so far, or exactly what's on her business credit report, so you can see exactly what this looks like on real business credit reports. So first of all, this is her D&B report. We'll go through this. So this is what it ended up being, a snapshot from her D&B. Computer systems design, she's got 15,000 in credit showing up. She's got 250, 150. So she's got about 15,400. Now we looked at this and said, Christine, what's up, Laura? Thanks for coming on. So we looked at Christine, and one of the things that we looked at was we looked at her credit report. And we looked at her Experian report, and we said, Christine, you have a lot of credit, but not very much of it's being reported here. Now notice that she's being recommended for about 15,600 from Experian. But when we came down, we didn't see a lot of the accounts that she has here. We saw small accounts, $100, $300. So what we did was I had Christine pull some other reports so we could see where all this credit's reporting. And we see that about 15,000 of it, plus about 15,500, is reporting here on her D&B report. And so you can see that credit reporting here. And then she sent over her Equifax report too. Okay, let me see if I can pull that up. But for some reason, I'm not able to pull up that Experian report. I'm not exactly sure why I'm not able to pull up that actual Experian report. Christine, if you don't mind, do me a favor. Email me your login information for Equifax, and let me see if I can
Okay, here it is. I got it right here. Okay, so here's our Equifax credit report. Let me change the view here, view to zoom. Now, we've never done this before. We've never actually looked at an actual Equifax report. We always look at Experian. So you can see here, here's our company information, and we look down here to actually look at our trade lines, our payment history, etc. And then we start to get to a trade line. So here is how much credit she has on Equifax, 48,000 of the credit. Now remember, when we look at her credit, she's got about 96,000 total here in total credit using business credit, no personal guarantee, no personal credit check. No, Christine, you don't need to get that now. I appreciate it. I got this. But do email me that. I'd like to log into your actual Equifax and show some people too, not your username and password, of course. So you can see here that she's got 15,000 high credit limit accounts on Equifax. She's got $48,000 in total credit here on Equifax, which is pretty good. So this is where a lot of her accounts are reporting, is here on Equifax. No bankruptcies, judgments, no tax liens, nothing like that. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else on here. So nothing else we would care to see. I don't see on the Equifax report that it shows how much she's being recommended for. But what we do see here is we clearly see here that she's got the trade line accounts reporting. 48,000 total, 15,000 high. These are financial, these are non-financial accounts, so they're showing all as financial accounts. These are new accounts that are open, etc. There's no recommendation for credit here, as clear as day as what we saw on our Experian. You can see here her score is very high. Now remember, Equifax's credit score, like DMB's, is all based on payment history. They even tell you that. A 90 plus means paid as agreed. An 80-89 means this much late, this much late. So just like DMB's Paydex score, Equifax's credit score is based strictly on payment history. And guys, that's why we love business credit, because all you have to do is get these accounts that report to the business credit reporting agencies. You pay them as agreed, as Christine has done, and then when you pay those as agreed, you can see what happens. You can see here that the payment is literally based on how you pay. So she has a very high score, an 85 score, and she's got this high score because she's paying bills as agreed. So again, let's look at what this process, the whiteboard, and you can see what it looks like. So she set up her business credibly, she got her duns, she started applying and getting these kind of accounts. Mark did the same thing, right? Look at his. Uline, $500, Quill, $1,500, Seton, $500. He got these small accounts. These accounts then report, they're paid as agreed, which give her a good score. Now with a good score, she then comes in and starts getting store credit accounts with high limits, 5,000, 8,000, 15,000, 20,000. And we see those here. We can see clearly on her Equifax report that she's got high credit limits of 15,000 being reported here. We can see here that she's got 48,000 in total credit with Equifax alone. And if we come back here, we see her DMB report where again she's got $15,000 high counts on her DMB report as well. And then here's some more information on her DMB. So is exactly what the business credit process looks like, right? So we come in, actually it is the green number is what Christina's saying. So is that the recommended approval amount? Is that what you're actually asking? Is that what you're saying is the green amount, or the green account that's on there? Business failure, I see that. Just give me some clarification on that, Christine. Total credit, financial accounts, 48,000. Actually, it's the green number. So let me know. Okay. Okay. Available credit limit used a lot. Okay. So yeah. Anyways, I've got several different here that shows she's got about 48 grand in available credit, 48,000 in available credit. You can see here she's got about 48,000, 47,000 in available credit now. No, my credit score is 100. Okay, so this is where you're, okay, so my bad. So she's saying her score is 100, which is the best you can get because she pays early. The industry median, the median for industry is 85 is what she's saying. So her score is really high because what she did was she came in here, she got accounts like Uline, Quill, Gimplers, right? So she got the account, and then Christine, correct me if I'm wrong, but after she placed an order, then she pretty much turned around and then immediately came in and paid the bill. So for example, here's our order history. What she did was just came in, placed an order, and then quickly paid for the actual orders thereafter. And then that's what gives her a super high score. So now what happens is, think about how credit works. They start pulling her credit and see this high score, and then what happens is they start approving her for high limit accounts. This is how the process works, and this is the beautiful thing about business credit. Business credit scores, as we just saw, are primarily based on how you pay your bills. So if you pay your bills as agreed or early, you get a good score. That's what Christine has done. And because her scores are so high, that's what equates to high limit business credit accounts. That's exactly how that works. Now, I've shown you several other things, so I don't think I'm going to go through and show you Quill accounts being ordered in Uline. I'll show you really quick. So you can see here that here's, for example, other confirmations of our Seton orders that we've placed. Here's confirmations with our Quill orders that we've placed. Okay, here's the Gimplers, which we just walked through. So you can see here's Uline. Okay, here's the Uline orders that we've placed. So you see now this entire process all the way through. As a matter of fact, next week we're going to jump to business loans. Next week we're going to talk a little bit more about how to actually get business loans and credit lines, because we've gone pretty far through this business credit process. We've mapped out the steps to build business credit. Credibility reports, vendor accounts. We've seen what this looks like applying for real accounts here on our live streams. You've seen what it looks like on Equifax, DNB, and now Experian business credit reports, all three business credit reports. And you've seen the end result with people here on the streams. As soon as she gets the invoice, she pays it, is what Christine's saying. That's why her score is so high. And then we've got people on the live streams that have now confirmed $150,000 in total credit they've received. So now you know what to do. You know exactly what to do. Now, again, if you want to expedite this, go to creditsuite.com/Facebook. Become a client like Christine's a client, and we expedite the process of business credit building for you. But again, I wanted to show you the result this stream of what we did with Gimplers last week, because we applied for Gimplers, and it's one of the hardest ones to get. And then I also wanted to show you some of these other reports, because it was kind of embarrassing for me last week, because I said I showed you all this credit Christine had, and then her Experian report didn't have very much of it, so it didn't validate what we were telling. But now with DNB, we see $15,000 limit accounts. Now with Equifax, we see $15,000. So I'm big on that. If I've got somebody on here that's giving a testimonial saying these are the results I'm getting and I'm putting them on the board here, well, I want you to physically see that this really exists on their business credit reports. So now you know how valid it is. So what we're going to do next week, we're going to dive in and go to the new section of my new whiteboard, which is awesome, like getting like this huge whiteboard. And we're going to talk about how to get a business loan, how to get credit lines. We're going to talk about the 3 C's of lending. We're going to talk about how you can leave the stream next Thursday at 11 and actually be able to get business loans. Now, if you've missed our other streams, go to our Facebook page. And on the videos, click on photos or videos. You can see the videos of our last streams where we map out this stuff in depth. This is just a follow-up to show you the actual results people are getting with business credit. We're going to do more of these follow-ups. We're also going to pull business credit reports if you want your company business credit report pulled in our future streams. But next week, we're going to be diving into starting a process of talking about business loans. I'm going to give you an overview of business loans, and then we're going to dive in and start dissecting different ways you can get business loans. So even if you have credit issues, even if you don't have collateral, even if you don't have cash flow yet, you're just a startup, you're going to be able to leave next week's stream with information on how to get business loans, which is pretty freaking awesome. So I appreciate everybody joining us today. That'll conclude the live stream. We've went through a lot. We've looked at Equifax report, DNB Experian report. We've went through again the process, the first 3 stages of building business credit, showed what that looks like on actual business credit reports, showed the actual approval amounts you can get. So now you have everything you need to know to get started. Again, if you want a free guide that helps you along the way, go to creditsuite.com/Facebook. And if you want our help and want a free business credit report, go to creditsuite.com/consult. As Christine just told you, she's working with our team, and that's what will help her expedite results. So creditsuite.com/consult, creditsuite.com/Facebook to get a free guide, and creditsuite.com/consult with our team to get you immediately approved for loans when you can qualify, to get you a copy of your business credit report, and to map out a process to expedite your business credit building. So thanks everybody very much for checking out the live stream today. I look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 11 o'clock a.m. where we dissect how to get a business loan even when banks say no. Thanks everybody. Look forward to talking to you then. Have a great day.